മലയാള സിനിമയിലെയും വളരെ പ്രഗത്ഭനായ ഒരു സംവിധായകനായിരുന്നു ശ്രീ സംഗീത് ശിവൻ. 2024 മെയ് 8 അദ്ദേഹം നമ്മെ വിട്ട് പിരിഞ്ഞുപോയി. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഓർമ്മകൾക്ക് മുന്നിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ പ്രണമിക്കുന്നു. മുൻപൊരിക്കൽ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ലേഖകൻ അദ്ദേഹവുമായി നടത്തിയ ഒരു എക്സ്ക്ലൂസീവ് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂവിൻ്റെ ചില ഭാഗങ്ങൾ ഞങ്ങൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഈ സ്മരണാഞ്ജലിക്ക് മുന്നിൽ സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നു.
So, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
So, the Shivan is perhaps one of the most reputed and popular surnames in Indian film industry right now. I meant to say, so the Shivans has this big reputation. They are the final word when it comes to photography or cinematography. So, please tell us something about this great family of yours, the Shivans, which has gifted three icons, three maestros into the world of cinema: Sangeethsivan, Santoshsivan, and Sanjeev.
Yeah, it's a very difficult question actually, because see, Dad basically, he hails from a very village kind of a background in Hyderabad. So at the age of 16 or something, I think he ran away, and then he was working as a darkroom worker in Paramount Studio. Then it was with some other management. Okay. Slowly he graduated into stills. He put up the studio. Then with his own money, he bought a small section of camera. He started experimenting with that, and then he graduated into 35. But see, he never had any basic formal education on photography or film, nothing. Okay. So he's basically a self-taught man. So contrary to what people might think, he never initiated us into anything. He said he concentrated on his studies, but the cameras, and by the time he had bought a lot of books. Okay. So those books were always available to you. So if you had the inclination and the interest, you could always study. And then you could go to him and say, okay, can I do this? Can I do that? Where have we gone wrong?
You had all the raw material in your house.
We had, but we were never told to take up this as a profession.
Okay, sir.
So, I mean, other than Santosh, I think, who got to do it a little earlier than most of us, we all were still photographers first. Yeah, that is a great grounding that we had, because whatever visual sense that we have now is basically, I think, I don't know, we must have covered innumerable marriages. Then when the video came in, we were the first people to have the video, so we used to go cover marriages. Okay. And then get two small VCRs and edit it. Okay. That time there was no edit console, so with two videos we used to do that. So I think that was the grounding for later on films, I guess.
So you grew up with cameras when other children grew up with toys.
Yeah, we were that was true, because we had all sorts of cameras at home. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So your professional career, career in this field, as I know, is in 1989 you produced a movie called Rag. Yeah. In 1990 you wrote and directed Vyuham. Yeah. 91 around you did Abhayam. 92 you wrote and directed one of the most favorite movies of Malayalis of all time, Yodha. Yeah. The same year you did Daddy. Yeah. In 93 you did Gandharvam. Yeah. In 94 you did something called Nirnayam. Then same year you did something called
after Nirnayam we didn't do much, I think. Okay. So we did Johnny, exactly. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah.
Then there was a gap. Then you switched over to Bollywood. Yeah. And in 1997 you did the first Bollywood movie with Sunny Deol, Zor. Yeah. Then there was again a gap. In 2003 you did Chura Liya Hai Tumne. In 2005 you did the latest big hit, Hum Kya Cool Hai Hum. Now you completed a project of Subhash Ghai, Apna Sapna Mani Mani. Yeah. Right now you are going to make a remake of the Telugu film Atadu, if I pronounce it correctly. Yeah. So what I mean to say is, right now what we normally see is a person directs one movie and he becomes a star director overnight. From the very next day he gives interviews. He's a VIP. He goes on channels. He's very popular. So what I want to say is, in spite of having this illustrious career behind you, not many Malayalis would remember your face. Yeah. So you have always kept yourself away from the limelight. Yeah. So why have you kept us away?
No, it's a matter of, see, I find it very difficult to talk about my films.
Okay, sir.
Seriously. I mean, I always believe that I have to do my work. Okay. And it is others who need to talk about the films.
Yes, so you believe action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, because see, what's the point in me telling you I made a great film? I mean, yes. How can you say it? I mean, yes, I feel very uncomfortable. Yes. And half the time, that is the question. Like, how is your film going to be? Oh, this is mind blowing. And these adjectives don't come to me, because I basically feel I've made this film for other people. Yes, sir. So if those people talk about it, I think that's more than enough for me
Okay.
Rather than me coming and saying that I am this, I am that. I'd rather people tell me, okay, Sangeet is someone. I would rather prefer it. That
Sangeet
way.
is someone.
Yeah.
So we say.
Yeah.
You
If yeah.
So, but whatever it is, so there is a new law, right to information, very
Mm.
controversial. I think you
Yeah,
have known about.
yeah.
So according to that law, clause 12B, we the fans have the right to know more about you, the person.
No, I'm not media. See, media savviness is something that you cultivate. What
Yes,
happens is that by nature I'm a very, I'm not an introvert. I'm very much of an extrovert. But when it comes to films and my work, I'd rather that my work speaks for it.
Yes.
But I mean, I love giving interviews. But the thing is that you need to be a little controversial. Not so much here. Because you see what happened when we were doing films in Malayalam. I don't think we had this media thing happening.
No, sir, it was not it.
Because the TV was not in a very infant stage. Slowly it developed. So I, as a person, have never been used to me talking about my films.
Yes, sir. Okay.
But in Bollywood, when you go, it is different. I mean, so you naturally have to be media savvy,
Okay.
which I'm trying. But generally, it doesn't come often. If someone comes like you, I mean, I want an interview, I would never say no to anyone.
Okay.
But the fact is that I don't think many people find me interesting, so they don't hardly come. So
Okay, sir.
that's how it is now.
So the reason why I asked you, I found a word about you in the website, media shy.
Yeah.
Why should you be media shy?
No, I
That
am
is
not
why, yeah.
media shy. Let's put it this way: I am not pushy enough.
Okay.
I'm a very complacent person.
So let's go behind, say, 15 years, the time you started working in Malayalam movie industry. You began with Vyuham. How did that happen, sir? How did you, think,
Yeah.
I have to make this movie, I have to direct a movie?
Yeah, well, it's like this. I mean, my initiation into feature films is only because of Santosh.
Okay.
Because by the time he had already been, he was doing his second year institute, I think. So he told me, Sangeet, why don't you, do a feature film? So my problem was I'd just done documentaries and ads. I was very happy doing that. So I said, look, Santosh, I've not even assisted anyone. I really don't know anything about feature film. He said, you're watching so many films, Cheta, and you're intelligent enough to know what it is. So why don't you just go ahead and write a script? So at that point, actually, he had access to everyone, Mammootty, Mohanlal, everyone. But he said, no, you don't do a film with them. Because then...
Why require him? Even I want to ask the question.
Yeah, because see what happened. No, so it's always best to do a film without any of these so-called crutches. Because see, once a Lal sir or a Mammootty comes in, then the film automatically becomes big.
So now the Raghuvaran is he's a classic actor.
Yeah.
Why did you go for Raghuvaran?
No, then we thought of what is the genre of film that we would like to make that time.
Okay.
So I thought I was quite an action fan that time. So I said, let's do something on action, which is high on technique, and no songs. We didn't want any songs. Short, crisp. Because see, my schooling has always been watching Hollywood films. So when you sat down to write, also it was basically that in mind. So it was small, crisp. I think the film was hardly 2 hours that time.
But why do you kill that dog? So I still remember that scene when Babu Anini kills his dog. It was very sad.
Yeah. No, those were it was a very visual film. I mean, it was very visual, and we tried to. Actually, it was a inspiration from a film called Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
So we wanted someone who was a little mad, and that time, in fact, Santosh suggested Raghuvaran because he said he has got that wild streak.
Yes, definitely.
So then we had to offset him with a family man. So that time, Sumaran was there, and then we spoke to him, and he was quite happy. He said, fine. And that's then, in fact, Uroshi gave me a guest. She was very big that time. She gave me a guest appearance. And we finished the film very fast. I think finished the film in 24 days.